This morning I'm in Chicago.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off.
So I recently met this guy named Todd Elliott, and he runs a conference called FILO. FILO stands for First In, Last Out, which describes many of people that run tech in churches. They're some of the first people to show up and get everything ready, and they're some of the last people to leave because they have to shut everything down. So last night I got onto an airplane, flew from Oklahoma City to here in Chicago. I got in super late, and I can't say that I got really great sleep. I don't think it's this hotel's fault or the bed's fault or anything. I get really excited, and the first night I'm ever somewhere new, I just don't sleep well. But registration starts in a couple hours, and we need to get going. It's been a long time since I've traveled like this. You know, I've gotten in the car and, you know, spent the night in a hotel, family trip, that kind of a thing. But I haven't flown in like 10 years, and I haven't been in Chicago since 2001. All right, so heading to the church, Waze says that I'm about 10 minutes away from my destination. Fun fact, by the way, like I said, I live in the Oklahoma City area, and I've been there for quite a while, but I was actually born here in the Chicago area, and my childhood home is 3 miles from where I'm at. We're gonna have to make that happen at some point. I think it's really important to go to a conference like this. It's definitely not cheap when you factor in travel and hotels and car rentals and things like that. And then never mind the fact that while you're here at the conference, there are things that are not getting done that need to get done for the weekend. So I definitely get all of that, but going to a conference like this is an investment. You're gonna put a lot in, but you're definitely going to get a lot out of it. The first thing is that conferences can be a source of inspiration because it's easy to get into a rut, to do things because you've always done them and done them that way. When you go to a conference, you're immersed in it all. The ideas are floating all around you. It's forcing you to think about your craft and what you do, why you do it, and the calling that God has put on your life. You're thinking about it the whole time that you're at the conference, away from the normal pressures of life. You're able to put all of that on pause and just focus for a moment on this one thing in your life. It recharges your battery, it inspires your creativity, and it refuels this renewed passion into what you do and why you do it. The second thing is training. These kinds of conferences are always jam-packed with speakers and main sessions and breakout sessions with some of the best at what they do, and you should always be learning and always be growing. A lot of times there's booths with vendors and products that you didn't even know existed. You don't know what you don't know. Or maybe you did know that they existed, but this gives you a chance to play with it up close and not just read about it on a web page. The third thing is community, and I think this is the most important. I've said this in other videos and on the podcast, but there's a lot of power when someone else says, "Me too." Too often we feel alone, like we are the only ones going through what we're going through. We're the only ones facing what we're facing. When you come to a conference like this, you're surrounded by people just like you, that do what you do. They get excited about the same kinds of things that you get excited about. They get frustrated at the same kinds of things that you get frustrated about. And when it comes to those problems that frustrate you, the best case scenario is that you actually find a solution to that problem, that you run into someone that had a similar problem maybe a year ago, and now you can learn from their past experiences. But at the very least, just being around someone walking in a pair of shoes just like yours is comforting. You discover that you're not as weird as you thought you were. You're actually pretty normal. And there's a lot of confidence that comes with that. And now you have relationships that can last beyond just a 2 or 3 day conference. So that sense of community, that sense of me too, can live on well after the conference is over.
I remember when I was a younger tech person, I was the only one at my church basically like me. So nobody really got me. And so to be in a room full of people that we We all dress the same. We laugh at the same jokes. We talk in a language we all understand. We say in FILO that our goal is to make technical artists more effective so that their churches are more effective. To become effective, like, okay, be a better technical artist, that's one thing, but to be a better human, to be more of who God made you to be, the more real version of that, I think is what, my hope is that as people are leaving here, that they're filled up and freed to be who God created them to be.
So that's it. That's where I grew up. That room right there used to be my room. That was my sister's. And I moved away in '85 and went to Oklahoma. Now things have come full circle.